Hello, Kelly here. Welcome to your level 2-3 flow today. As we move throughout today's practice, there's going to be some challenging postures. And if you need to modify for yourself, just find one that suits your body better. Maybe take out the twist or come down to the feet. Anything that works for you. If you're feeling tired, you can come to child's pose, take a few breaths, and when you're ready, come back and join us. Start today seated. Root the sit bones down. Lengthen the spine and relax the shoulders. You can place the hands on the knees or in the lap. Start to find your free and natural breath. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling softly through the nose. You can keep your eyes open or close them. Just relax, coming into yourself, being mindful of today's practice. Throughout today's practice, we're going to work on the Ujjayi breath. Ujjayi breath is our victorious breath. It's a breath where it comes from the back of the throat, more of the chest area. It can be energizing, yet also calming. And it's a very controlled breath. During this breath, we constrict the back of our throat. So it's more of a breath that you might think of fogging up a mirror. So if you went, that warm breath coming from the back. It makes an audible noise, more of an ah type of sound. Some people also refer to this as that Darth Vader breath. And so, whichever you prefer, we'll practice a few rounds together. So gently close the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale. Making the audible noise. Inhale with the back of the throat. Exhale. 2 more rounds on your own. Continue on your own. As we move throughout practice today, we come to a posture which is a little more difficult to hold. Instead of focusing on maybe tight muscles or the tension that you're feeling, focus on the breath. Take the mind away from anything, any discomfort that you're feeling, and bring it to the breath. Now, if you are feeling discomfort in the way of pain, that it's not a suitable position for you, make sure you modify. You can continue keeping the eyes closed. We're going to do a mantra together as a group, and it's going to repeat. And the words are Loka, Samasta, Sukhi no, Bhavantu. We'll do 3 rounds. The first round, I'll say each word individually, and you can repeat. And you can repeat out loud or in your mind. The second round, I'll say 2 words together, the first 2, and then the last 2, and you'll repeat each one. The last round, we'll try to say the whole thing together. And it's okay if you just like to listen. And what this mantra means is, may all beings be happy and free. So it's our words, our deeds, our actions, our thoughts that help in some way contribute to spread the happiness and the freedom to all. So continue to sit nice and relaxed. Close the eyes. Inhale nice and deep. And repeat after me. Loka, Loka, Samasta, Samasta, Sukhi no, Bhavantu, Bhavantu. Now saying 2 words. Loka, Samasta, Loka, Samasta, Sukhi no, Bhavantu, Sukhi no, Bhavantu. And last round, we'll try to say it all together. Loka samasta sukhi no bhavantu. Take a nice deep breath. Inhale through the nose. Exhale nice and slow. And we'll come into a 1-minute silent meditation, focusing on inward happiness. And you can return to your normal thoughts. And before we open our eyes, I'd like you to choose a sankalpa, an intention for class today. And have it drawn to bringing happiness within yourself and bringing happiness to others around you today. Maybe it's a word or a phrase you could say, but take a moment to quietly say it in your mind. Now take one cleansing breath together as a group. Inhale through the nose. Exhale hard through the mouth. Place hands on the legs. If you're sitting on a block, go ahead and remove it and come down to your mat. You can stay on the blanket if needed. And gently start to rock side to side, moving the spine, moving the body, waking the body up neurologically. You can sway to your music or just listen to your breath, the sounds outside. And back to center. And now making circles, forward and back. Exhale when you're forward. Inhale when you're back. Nice and steady. Listen to your spine. Think about breathing and feeling your hips, the lower part of your back open. Back to center and switch directions. You can involve your shoulders if you would like and roll them with you. Come back to the Ujjayi breath. And find yourself back to center. Warming the neck, chin to chest. Add the hands if you would like, nice and gentle. And release. Left ear, left shoulder are nearing you. And release. Right ear, right shoulder. Pull the opposite shoulder down. And release. Closing the mouth and looking up. Stretch the front of the neck, the scalings right in front. And release. Making circles, chin to chest. Inhale back, opening up. Exhale forward. Or inhale one rotation, exhale the next. If you find a little sticky point, you're more than welcome to stay and massage. And pause and switch directions. And back to center. Roll the shoulders up, down, and around. One more time. Up, down, and around. And go in the opposite directions. Up, forward, and down. Up, forward, and down. Good. Shake them out. Shake out the hands. If you're sitting cross-legged, uncross and come to your non-dominant way. Continue to find those sit bones, root down, long spine. Our dynamic side bend stretches. Slide the right hand out. Inhale, left, nice and big, and come back. Slide the left hand. Inhale, right over the top, and come back. And repeat, back and forth, controlled, following your breath. Think one breath, one movement. One more each side. And come back to center. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, place the left hand on the right knee, right-handed back of the body for a gentle twist. Don't worry about getting deep. Think about lengthening the spine, nice and gentle movement. Inhale, back up. Exhale, opposite side. Once again, lengthen the spine, raise the chest, nice and gentle. And return back to center. Hands down to the side and find your way to your tabletop position. Swing the legs around. Place the hands underneath the shoulders, shoulder distance apart. Knees are underneath the hips, hip distance apart. If you need to, come onto the fists, or you can come forearms down to blocks to save the wrists a little. You can also double up the mat by sliding it underneath those knees, or place a blanket for a little more cushion. Press hands firmly down into the mat. Pull the shoulders away from the neck. We're going to come into our cat and cow for 5 rounds, starting with cow. Drop the belly as we inhale. Spread the chest and the collarbone looking forward or up. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, belly button comes up to the spine, pressing up to the ceiling, raise the heart. Chin goes to the chest. Repeat for 4 more rounds on your own, lengthening the spine. Fall into the Ujjayi breath if you can, back of the throat. So feel the back loosen and listen to the breath with each round. One more round. And back to center. Bring your right leg out to the side. Somewhere off your mat by your hands. So if I'm facing forward, mirroring you, it would look like somewhere in this range. And you can move the leg and make sure you're comfortable. We're going to come into a hip rotations. Coming forward, out to the side, and back around. Again, if you need a pad for underneath that left knee right now, right knee's out, you can do so. Nice and big, rotate around. If you find a spot again you want to stay, just gently stretch as we warm up. But think about this is our dynamic warm up. So we want to move while we're warming up to get blood flow to these areas. We can't stretch without blood flow. And back to center. Replace both hands underneath the shoulders, leg back underneath the hips. Now extend the right leg back for our pointer dog positions. So square the hips, turn the toes down to the ground, heel is to the back wall, leg is level with the body. We're going to exhale, bring knee towards forehead, inhale, lengthen. You can add the opposite hand if you would like, and bring elbow towards knee, and lengthen. Keep the hips square, belly to the spine, squeeze the glutes. This is a lumbar core activity. Come back in and extend. One more time. Come back in, extend and hold. If you feel like you're losing your balance, place your left hand back down into the mat. Continue to firm up the legs and hips by pulling right hip down. And breathe. Now lower body down to the mat, onto the forearms. Raise the leg up slightly. Open it up to the side. You can bend the knee. Now we're opening the front side of the right hip. Rotate the hip if you would like. Rotate the ankle. Just find some movement, or you can keep nice and long and straight. Come back to center with your knee. Press back up to your all fours. Tabletop position. Bring the left leg out this time. Making circles, hip rotations. Loosen the left hip. Nice and big. Find any spots. You can stay in and oscillate, move around in those areas. One more rotation and switch directions if you have not already. And return the left knee back to center. Square the arms once again. Extend the left knee to the back of the body, heel to the back wall, toes to the ground. Firm up the left hip down nice and parallel. If choosing, you can extend the right hand. Belly remains to the sky. We don't want to dip too much, so keep the core nice and active. Shoulder presses against the ground. Knee comes to forehead or to elbow. Inhale and extend. 3 more rounds. In and extend. Firm the hip. In and extend. Push through the shoulder. Firm and extend. Belly to the spine. One last time. And extend and hold. Continue to square up the hip. Tighten the muscles on the inside of the left thigh. Belly to the spine. Place both elbows down onto the mat. Extend the left leg high in the sky and open up if you like. You can do just wrist rotations, or excuse me, ankle rotations. You can make hip rotations, nice and big. Both ways. Or you can stay nice and long and open up the left front hip. Return back to center. Press up once again to your tabletop position. Thread the needle. Right hand reaches up to the sky, very high. Open up the right chest. Exhale through the hands, threading. Shoulder head comes down to the mat. Today we'll place our left hand over our head, opening up the side body. Lay down the left. Good girl. Breathe, Ujjayi breath, nice and fluid. Stretching through the back side of the right shoulder, across the ribs on the left side of the body, and including the spinal twist all at the same time. Gently release left hand back down into the mat. Recenter the right. And as we come down, roll the wrist. Nice and loose. And find ourselves back to tabletop, switching sides. This time, left arm extends nice and high. Open up the left chest. Exhale, slide through shoulder, head down into the mat. Reach the right hand overhead. Loosen up the right side body, the back side of the left shoulder, and a spinal twist. Breathe, find your Ujjayi breath. You can close your eyes if you need. Gently release right hand back down into the mat. Reach left hand back up into the sky. Roll the wrist as you return back to center. Walk the hands forward 5-6 inches. Tuck the toes. Press up to your first downward dog. You can keep the knees a little more bent if you need to. Press feet into the mat. Nice wide starfish fingers. And pedal the heels, stretching through the soleus, the calves, and the hamstrings. You can also give yourself a little swing back and forth and stretch the ribs. Bend both knees. Press the hips up and back, and then press both heels down. So give yourself a little extra hamstring stretch. One Ujjayi breath here. Inhaling. Exhale. Step forward or hop forward to the hands, inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Let it go. Inhale, halfway lift. Long spine. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. While you're down here, walk yourself to the left side of the feet. You can use the blocks if needed. Walk yourself to the right side of the feet. Let the head go, dangle. Come back to center. Bend the knees. Inhale all the way up. Upward salute. Bring arms to heart center or by the hands for 2 breaths. Samasthiti. Come back to your intention. Nice and easy. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Hands down to the ground, chaturanga, up dog, down dog, or high plank to downward dog. If you're coming to chaturanga, you can come onto your knees your first time. Exhale. Inhale, tops of the feet down to the mat, square up, pull the hips off the mat, straighten the arms, flip the feet as you use the core to raise yourself up into your downward dog. We're all meeting in downward dog together. Drop the head. Press the feet and hands firmly into the mat. Hips come up and back. Belly up and in. Firm up the triceps on the outside. 2 more breaths. Slide yourself forward onto the hands. Knees come down to the mat, sliding all the way forward into a little Anahata downward puppy, baby puppy. Chin and chest come towards the ground, looking through the hands or down at the mat if it's more comfortable for the cervical spine. Slide yourself all the way forward. Inhaling up, cobra or sphinx. This is sphinx. You can do a cobra a little bit lower to the ground as well. Active cobra. Or you can come into an extended cobra from sphinx. Elbows stay in. Soften the elbows by bending. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Come back down to the mat, hands by the chest. Push back for child's. We'll stay here for 2 breaths. Rest the third eye, the space in between the eyebrows, down upon the mat. You can stay near extended child with hands forward. Open up the eyes. Nice and easy. Find your breath once again. Reach hands forward. Position the feet, tuck the toes, and come into your downward dog once again. This time, twist the knees towards the opposite side, stretching through the side body, moving. Still keep hands firmly planted into the mat. Recenter, both heels down to the mat. Look forward. Step forward into halfway lift. Hinge, forward fold once again. Extend, halfway lift. Inhaling up, long spine. Strengthen that lower back. Once again, keep the knees slightly bent if needed. Hinge at the hips, forward fold, let the head go. This time, plant the left foot firmly into the ground. Straighten the right knee. Right hand goes into feet or to block. Open up to the left side. Right knee is bent, left leg is straight. Return back to center. This time, plant right foot firmly into the ground. Keep it straight. Bend the left knee. Left hand comes towards the block or to the floor. Open up the right. Breathe. And come back to center. Slide the block to the side. Come back down to the mat. High plank to downward dog or your chaturanga. Up dog on the inhale. Tighten up the heels together. Squeeze the quads. And then exhale. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths. 1. Lift the hips up and back. 2. Belly to the spine. 3. Relax the neck and the shoulders. Look forward. Bring the knees to the ground this time. Slide forward once again to your Anahata, your downward puppy. Chin and chest to the ground, looking through the hands, stretching the front side of the body. Slide yourself all the way forward, inhaling cobra or sphinx. Coming down, hands by the ribs, exhaling child. 2 breaths. Reach the hands forward, tuck the toes, exhale up, downward facing dog once again. 1 more breath. Firm the hands, lift the hips, press the heels down. Look forward, step to the hands, inhaling to halfway lift once again. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold, let the head go. Bend the knees, reverse swan dive all the way up to upward salute. Hands to heart center, or bring them by the side. And come into 2 breaths and relax the body. You should feel much warmer now. You can stay on the front of your mat if you would like. Square the hips, come into our Tadasana position. So feet are underneath the hip bones. Let the tailbone slide down, belly pulled in, shoulders down and back. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, pull the palms towards the camera and squeeze the shoulder blades together, cactus arms. Inhale, pinkies come towards the front, palms together. Exhale, palms open, cactus arms. 1 more round, inhale, and exhale, cactus arms. Press the hips forward just a little, opening up the front side and the soles. Return back to center. Bring the arms down by the sides. Firmly plant the right leg down into the mat, grabbing the left, tucking the knee into the chest. Gently release. Switch, opposite, coming into the chest. Keep your balance and release. 2 more each side. Exhale as we tuck. Inhale as we lengthen. Exhale. Inhale. One more time each side. Squeeze the hips in, loosening up the hamstrings, a little bit of the hip flexors, and continuing with our balance. Good, shake it out. Right hand into right foot for the quad stretch. We can stay here or we can bend, come down to the floor, and bring the leg back up. So from the side, have my quad, bend my knee onto the floor or block, and I can extend up. Bend the left knee once again, come back to standing, and return to the ground. Switching sides, grabbing my left leg in back. I can stay here. Some might be able to come down a little. Others might be able to come down to the mat or the block, and then I can extend. Once again, bend the right knee, come back to standing, and release. Bring both legs together with those nice warm quads. You can come feet right next to each other or slightly apart into our chair posture. Sit hips back. I should be able to wiggle and see those toes. Inhale, arms overhead, soften the shoulders away from the neck, or bring the hands in front of the body or to the hips. Keep those shoulders nice and soft, hips back, look down, double check those toes, lift all 10, press them down into the mat. Exhale, airplane arms, arms back. Inhale to wherever your arms started. Exhale, airplane. Inhale, extend belly to the spine. Exhale. Inhale, both arms in front of the body. Exhale, open the right for a right-sided twist. Return back to center. Exhale, left arm, left-sided twist. And return back to center. Inhale, both hands up nice and high. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step back, chaturanga, up dog, down dog, or high plank to downward dog. You can come onto the knees still for your chaturangas, elbows to the ribs. Inhale, press up. Exhale, roll across, pressing down. In our downward dog, we'll take 3 breaths. Hips up and back. And relax the head nice and easy. Find your Ujjayi breath. Walk the hands halfway back on your mat. So you're in a very high downward dog. Bend the knees. We're going to do an inverted push-up. Placing hands nice and stable, starfish fingers. Bend the elbows, lowering the forehead towards the mat, and returning back to center. 4 more on your own. If this is a little bit too difficult, stay in that downward dog position today. Build strength that way. Once you finish, walk the hands all the way back to a high plank. Hold nice tight core. Press the hips to downward dog. Nice and wide. From here, bring the right leg up, high into the sky. 3-legged dog. Square the hips. Drop and bring knee to chin. Inhale back up. Knee to chin. One more time. Inhale back up. Knee to chin. Extend 3-legged dog. This time, step the leg through the hands into a nice low lunge. Bring the back knee down to the mat. From here, we're going to bring hands down to the ground. Left hand to the inside of our right foot or to block. We can open up the other direction for a twist. You can also stay high if it doesn't feel right to your back to stay low. Come back down to the ground. Right hand's now by right foot, opening up the other direction. You can extend the back leg for more work and add the butt. Reaching right hand underneath the leg, opening up with the left. Turn the top shoulder up towards the ceiling. Release the bind, right hand down to the ground and recenter. Bring the back knee back down. Place hands a little bit in back of the right foot or to blocks. Coming back for our hamstring stretch. So front leg, right leg comes onto the heel. Back leg you can keep tucked or untucked, either way. Slide the the right hip backwards, leveling both hips out, and bring chest and stomach closer to the leg. Keep a long lower back. You don't need to curl underneath. And leave at the chest. Breathe. 2 more breaths. Find your Ujjayi breath. Stretch. Gently release, coming back again to our low lunge. From here, I'm going to face you now, mirroring. We're going to come into our eagle arms. So spread both arms out. The leg that's in front will cross the opposite arm over the top, elbows by each other. Bend both arms so the backs of the hands are next to each other, or you can wrap one more time. So left hand comes in front. We'll inhale, both elbows up. Exhale, away from the face. Nice and big, stretching now across the rhomboids. Gently release both hands down, shake them out. Bring the hands down to the mat and step back for downward dog. Once again, 3 breaths. Hips up and back. Find the Ujjayi breath. Belly in. Firm up the triceps. Biceps are by the ears. Left leg high in the sky. 3-legged dog. Exhale. Knee towards the forehead or chin. Inhale up. Exhale. Forehead. Inhale. Extend. Square the hips. One more round. Exhale. Inhale, square the hips. This time, bring the leg through to low lunge on the left side. Bring the back knee down. Hands are down by the ground. Right hand will stay by left foot or left block, opening up the opposite side of the body. You can extend the back leg for some more work. And come back to center, opening up the opposite direction. From here, if you would like, wrap the left hand underneath, right hand over, opening up for a bind. Bring the left hand down to the mat, right arm extend and return back to center. Back knee will come back down once again. You can use blocks or hands down to the mat, halfway between each of the legs. Straighten out the front leg for our hamstrings. Pull the left hamstring backwards. Leave at the chest, hinge at the hips. So inhale high, exhale, chest falls down towards the leg. Continue to find your Ujjayi breath. It's not about sitting back on our heel, so stay nice and high and pull back. One more breath with the left leg hamstring stretch. Gently release, recenter the left leg once again. Coming nice and high into our eagle arms, extend each of the arms, cross now the right arm over the left, waist through. Once you have your grip, and again, you can stay together or even grab opposite elbows or hug yourself if needed. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands away from the face. Ujjayi breath. One more round. Gently release, coming back down to the mat. Place the hands next to the legs, step back to downward dog. Find your downward dog. Look forward, Step to the hands, halfway lift. Exhale, hinge at the hip, forward fold, lengthen the spine, and drop the head. Bend the knees, sweep the floor with the hands, inhaling up, chair, bring the feet together if needed. Sit back, wiggle the toes, belly to the spine. This time in our chair, bring both hands together, sitting back nice and high into our prayer position. We can stay high and twist, or we can bring the outside of our left elbow to the right side. So inhale, exhale, sit back, bring the outside of the left arm into the right side of the leg, opening up. Try to keep the hands towards the middle of the chest. The neck follows the hands, or if you feel like your neck's okay, you can look a little further over the right shoulder. Return back to center once again. Come back down into chair. Inhale tall. Exhale, twist the opposite direction. Drop those hips down. Continue to breathe. Return back to center, inhaling up, upward salute. Bring the hands down. Once again, Samastitihi. And release the legs. Take a moment and take a breath. Standing in our Tadasana, coming into our cactus arms once again. Inhale, both hands up, pinkies towards the front. Exhale, palms open, bringing the hips, shining the heart. Inhale, pinkies forward. Exhale, shine. One more time. Inhale, open. Exhale, shine. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands down to the shoulders. Bring shoulders together, in and up. One more time, in and up, shoulder socket rotations. Meet back in the middle, elbows together, and switch directions. Up, down, and around. Find the Ujjayi breath. One more time, meet those elbows back together and bring them down next to the hands. Swim the arms going backwards, nice and big. Try to keep the shoulders and hips forward so we're not turning to the side. We don't have to be Michael Phelps anytime today. So nice and big. This warms up the shoulder capsule. So again, continuing to warm for poses coming up. Loosens the shoulder joint. You might have some history in the shoulder, so if this is not a good position for you, you can stay nice and shallow as well. One more time, and let's return the opposite direction now, swimming forward. As we're standing here, keep the knees just with a little baby bend. We're not locking up the legs. One more time. Bring both hands down, interlace behind the back, pull the hands down by the glutes, and look up. And then look down. One more time, look up. And look down. Return to center. Step towards the front of the mat if you're not already there. At the front of your mat, inhale nice and big, upward salute, Utthita Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold, let the head go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga up, downward, or high plank. I'll demonstrate high plank this time. And everyone meets at the downward dog. Everyone's meeting at their downward dog. Holding for 2 more breaths. Good. Find your downward dog nice and stable, nice and grounded down into the earth. Release the right leg high into the sky, 3-legged dog. Exhale, chin to forehead. Inhale, back up. Exhale, chin to forehead. We're going to open up into our warrior 2. So step back with the left leg. Back foot, our left foot is parallel with the short side of the mat or slightly turned in. Right leg is externally rotated, toes forward. Our heel is in line with the midfoot. Our shoulders are over the waist, which are over the hips. Extend the arms nice and level with the shoulders. And turn your gaze towards the front side of the fingers on the front hand. Sit down. Your goal eventually is to get your hamstring parallel with the earth. Nice and stable, nice and steady. Coming into our dancing warrior. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. One more time. Exhale. And back to warrior two. 3 rounds of our bow and arrow. Bring both hands together. Squeeze the left hand coming back. The core and the shoulders squeeze. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. One more time. Exhale. Inhale. Extend back to warrior two. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, slide the body, lengthening the spine, coming into our side angle. From feet to hands is nice and long. You can place right hand on right knee or come down to a block at the back of the body. This is a core strengthening exercise more than it's even a stretch. So feel it work the core. You might feel it on the bottom side of your front leg, but squeeze, roll the back tailbone down, push through the back leg. Come back and exhale or inhale into warrior, reverse warrior. Wrap the left arm behind the back or place it on the thighs. We don't want to push all the weight down on our knee. Continue to have your strong base. Nice and easy, breathe. Return warrior two and come back to center. Place your legs in star position about 4 to 5 feet apart. So you're nice and big, nice and tall. You can shake out those legs a little bit. With those toes out, pressure comes more towards the heels and midfoot. Exhale, push the knees out towards the toes, cross the arms and coming back up for our squat with our bird arms. Inhale, good. Coming down, press to the heels. Exhale as you press up. Inhale as you lengthen. Exhale. Continue your Ujjayi breath. You can alternate the arm that comes in front. 2 more rounds. 1 more round. Good. All the way up. Place the hands, thumbs on the lower back. Wrap the fingers around the hips and then turn the toes forward or slightly in. I like to turn mine slightly in. Inhale, nice and tall. Bend the knees if needed. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Coming into Parsarita, your forward fold. Let the head dangle. Walk your hands to the left foot and open up to the right. Come back to center. Walk your hands to the right foot and open to the left. And back to center. Now stay in the center. If you need to come down to your block, you're more than welcome to use the block as well. Pull the elbows in together. Press the hands firmly down on the mat. If you'd like to rotate palms the opposite direction, fingers are now pointing towards your hips. You're more than welcome to. And drop the neck down. We'll hold this position for 3 more breaths. Make sure you're nice and square, nice and gentle. Release the hands back to center. Walk the feet in so they're just 1 or 2 steps in. Now they're 3 to 4 feet apart versus 4 to 5. Turn your toes slightly out. Bend your knees and come down towards your mat into a wider Balasana. So in this squat position, if you feel like it's too wide, adjust your feet just a little bit in. Sitting nice and tall. Hands pressed firmly down into the mat. And exhale and extend back up. Head down to the ground. This time, bend the knees halfway and come onto the toes. So now we're in a nice low squat. And if you can come a little higher. Bring the hands to the back of the head. All the way down towards 90. Slowly bring your right elbow to the left or to the right knee. And come back to center. Opposite elbow, opposite knee. And come back to center. Now bring the heels down, stand up, Shake it out. Arms up once again. Cactus arms. Come down to the mat. Raise up onto the toes. Bring opposite hands towards the feet. Drop the head. Use some pressure in those hands. Rise the heels just a little more. Almost there. Heels down, arms up. Press all the way up. And come back down once again. Last one. You can stay hands on the thighs, or you can come a little bit lower. So on my right side, bring my right arm underneath. Left arm over and turn the top shoulder up. Continue to press through the heels, wiggle the toes, equal pressure. Release left hand up and come back to center. Straighten the legs for a moment. Bend once again. Left hand underneath. Right hand over. Open up the top shoulder. Release the right and then the left. Pressing up once again. From here, inhale both hands up all the way. Bring them down and step the left foot forward, right foot back into our left-sided warrior two. Re-square those legs. Strong, pull the tailbone down. Open the chest. Turn the gaze towards the front hand. Ujjayi breath, find it. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Again, inhale back. Exhale forward. 2 more times. Follow your breath. Find the breath versus my legs are working and they don't feel good. Fall into that breath. 1 more time and back to warrior two. From here, bow and arrow. Strong left hand. Right hand meets it. Inhale, strong arm, strong core. Exhale, come together. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, let's do 1 more. Exhale, inhale, back to warrior two. Exhale, lengthen the spine. Left hand, left knee. Turn the right hand up for our side angle. Press through the right foot. Slide the right tailbone down. Open up the shoulder. Inhale to reverse warrior. Continue to press the right knee out to the side. The left knee out to the side. Breathe 1 more breath. Return to warrior two. Slide the hands, pivot the feet. Chaturanga, up dog, down dog, or high plank to downward dog. Squeeze those muscles. Exhale, downward dog. Find your breath. Find your downward dog once again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more round. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Raise the left leg up, 3-legged dog. Bring knee into forehead and return. 2 more rounds. Knee into forehead and return. 1 more round. Knee into forehead and return. Bring knee in, step to the hands and step together into our halfway lift. Exhale, hinge, forward fold. You can ragdoll the arms, grab opposite elbows, sway like an elephant, whichever you'd like to do. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Once again, sway, or you can stay there. You can bend the knees, grab the toes, and press up a little higher for a more hamstring stretch. Whatever you want. Release the hands, bend the knees. Inhale all the way up for upward salute. Come into Samasthiti. Here we're going to take 3 breaths. You can keep hands at heart center or bring them down by the legs. Keep the eyes closed. Focus on your breath and coming back to your intention. What did you set for yourself? Step once again to the front of the mat. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Step back with the left foot into our right-sided lunge. Spin the back foot into warrior one, hands up. Square the hips to the front of the mat. The back foot's at a 45-degree angle. Front leg is pointed forward. Track the knees to the toes. Squeeze the quadriceps around the back knee. From here, we're going to interlace the hands behind the back. Press our hands down by our glutes and open up the shoulder. You can raise the hands from the hips if needed. If you're a little tight, grab your strap. And gently release the hands down once again. Release the hands and shake them out. Square the hips. We're going to come into our pyramid posture. So from hips square, we can go prayer hands with our hands in back of the body. We can grab each of the legs. We can keep hands on the hips as well. If you do need those blocks, have them handy on each side of the body. So ready the hands, square the legs back to your position. Straighten the front leg, square the hips. Lengthen the spine as we inhale, exhale, hinge from the hip, coming down, chest closer to the legs or belly closer to the legs. You can come all the way down. If you need to, release the hands onto the block. And as you do, square, so pull the right hip back, left hip forward. Squeeze the muscles around the front knee. Breathe. Gently release. Using the core, lengthen the back. You can place hands on the hips and come all the way back up to the pyramid position. Bend the front knee. Step the back knee closer to the body. Lean your weight onto the left leg now. We're going to reach underneath our body, in between the legs. Right leg comes underneath, right arm comes underneath the right leg. Left leg's bent. We'll come into our bird of paradise. Press the weight back onto the left leg, raising up. Now some might stay here. You can also reach right hand underneath, left hand over, and come up. So weight onto the left leg, and you can come all the way up, down. Some might stay here. Others might come into an extended leg posture. So wherever you're at, hold that pose nice and tall. 2 more breaths. Gently release the hands, release the legs. Back down onto the mat. Step back to your warrior one. Inhale up. And we're going to spin the opposite direction. Spin everything to the opposite side. Warrior one, left leg forward. Right leg's at a 45-degree angle. Square the hips. Interlace the hands. Squeeze them down. Open the chest, pulling hands away from the glutes. Gently release. Find the blocks if needed. Coming into our pyramid. Straighten the front leg. Place hands in prayer or grab opposite arms. Pull the left hip back, right hip forward. Hinge at the hips as we exhale into our forward fold. You can stay in any position that you would like that suits your body. Two more breaths. With a flat back or hands on the hips, Returning up into our pyramid position. Bend the front knee, shorten the step partway, placing weight on the back leg. So now on the right leg, you can reach left hand underneath, pick up the weight from the left leg. You can reach left arm underneath the left leg, bind, place the weight onto the right leg and lift. You can extend the leg as well. So find your best bird of paradise on the left side. Nice and tall. Breathe. One more breath. Gently release. Leg down. Release the arms and shake it out. Nice and easy. Good. We're going to come into one more balanced posture before we make our way closer onto the mat. Our eagle. Take one more deep breath if needed. So on our eagle, we practiced our eagle arms earlier. Now we'll teach the legs. So firmly place the left foot down into the mat. You can cross right leg over and stay here. Some may stay there. You can bend the left leg more, cross it over, and some may be able to stay there. Others might wrap all the way around. Whichever you're at, you can stay in any of those positions. Once you have the legs, the arms extend. The opposite arm comes on top, back to the arms, and cross. Or you can even hug yourself. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands away from the legs, away from the forehead. And breathe. Gently release the arms, release the legs, and back to center. And we'll switch sides. Crossing left leg over right, bend the right leg. You can stay there. Go to the next level or wrap. This time, right arm comes on top, interlace. Inhale up, exhale away from the face. Nice and easy. Release and come back to center. Once again, find the center of the mat, the front. Inhale, both hands up, and exhale, forward fold, hinging at the hips. Inhale, halfway, long spine. Exhale, hands down to the ground. Come into our downward dog. So step back nice and high. Right leg comes high up to the sky. Bring it towards the chin and set it down for our half pigeon. Extend the left leg back as far as you can. Right shin can be parallel with the front of your mat or close to. Your weight shifts over the left leg. If you find yourself falling onto the right, grab a block and place it underneath the hips for a little extra stability. Once you find your base, your hips are level to the ground. Walk your hands out in front of the body. Try to open up the armpits, placing forehead down on the mat. This armpit area has a lot of lymphatic system in it. Open it up for a little detox and circulation. In our athlete world, we tend to stay closed, and for a little more support, shoulders are over the elbows. But for yoga, try to open. Continue to stay over the left leg, and we're stretching through the right hip. Breathe. One more breath. Find your ujjayi. And release the hands back up once again. If you have a block, slide it out. Step back into our downward dog. Shake out that right leg. Open up the hip if needed. Shake it out. Pedal the feet. Firmly plant hands and feet into the ground. Coming into our three-legged dog on the left side. Bring the knee through into our half pigeon on the left. Slide the right hip back this time. Use the block to keep the hips nice and square, level with the ground. Once you're ready and you have your base, come into your forward fold position. Relax the head down to the earth and find that Ujjayi breath. If you find yourself lying on your front foot, bring your foot out from your body. Bring the hips up just a little more. Slide the block and square once again. And continue to breathe. Find your happiness in opening the hips and releasing your emotions. Detox, open the arms. One more breath. Release and walk the hands up once again. Slide back into your downward dog. Remove the blocks if needed. Stretch that left side out. Move the body around. Open up the left side. Get some blood flow back into the head. Good. Bring the knees down to the mat. We'll come onto a kneeling position for a moment. We're going to practice our crow. So this is an arm balance. Those of you guys who have not done it before, there's crow and there's crane. They're very similar. Crane is with our straight arms. Crow is with our bent arms. So we're going to try crow with our bent arms. Think of chaturanga, right? You have to firm up the arms. We're bending the back. We can't have our arms out to the side. So same position. We warmed up those arms today for. Bend the arms and place the hands close to the feet. So my arms will become bent. The knees can come onto the outside of the arms or onto the triceps, whichever you prefer. I'm going to come onto the outside today. So coming into this position, our first thing is to shift our weight, keeping elbows bent and finding that center of gravity. To help do that, you can lift one foot and bring it back down. Lift the other foot and bring it back down. And you can practice that back and forth. If you feel like you have your center of gravity or you've done crow before, you can shift, pick up one foot, pick up the next, and balance. So can continue to try a couple more times. Stretch the wrists when you finish each round. And you can stay in your crow as long as you can. Balance and breathe. When you come out, gently bring hands or feet down. Come onto the knees. And you can sit back or you can stay high. And we'll roll the wrists all together. Roll the opposite way. Interlace, move, and make waves. Good. And stretch the wrist back. And shake them out. Nice work. Inhale, both hands up. Bring opposite elbow down, triceps. And release. And switch. And release. And come into our cat and cow. Once again, 3 rounds. Drop the belly, shoulders away, looking up as we inhale. Exhale, cat, roll the back. Really arch the shoulders apart from each other, separating the rhomboids and shoulder blades. Inhale, cow, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin into the chest. Last round, cue yourself. Come back to center once again and swing both legs around, coming into a comfortable butterfly position. Feet are together. This is our cobbler's pose. Knees are out. Find those sit bones if you need to, flat back and forth. Long spine, so push through the sit bones, shoulders away from the neck. Lengthen the spine on the inhale, exhale, and forward fold. Relax the body down. Stretch as we open the inside of the hips. You can press against the knees if you need to with the hands. One more breath. Return back to center. Press both feet wide outside the hips into the ground. Windshield wiper the knees back and forth. Slow it down. Come back to center. Place hands on the legs. Inhale, lead with the chest. Pull the elbows together, shoulder blades together. Exhale, round like we're in a cat. One more time. Inhale, open the chest and the belly. Exhale, round down. Inhale up once again. Interlace the feet together. Nice and tall. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, twist to the left. Nice deep stretch from the hips to the shoulders. If your neck is a little sensitive today, continue to look straight ahead over the chest. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, twist the opposite direction. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, come back down to the mat. Straighten out both legs in front of the body. Fingers towards the hips. Inhale, press up to our back plank. Or you can come into a reverse tabletop position. So either one. Continue to breathe. Stretch the front of the chest. Strengthen the core. And release back down to the mat. Straighten the legs. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, forward fold. Hinge at the hips, Paschimottanasana. You can add the block for extra length. You can use your strap, but keep a long lower back and hinge at the hip. One more breath. Inhale, nice and deep. Exhale. Place hands by the hips in that staff pose. Once again, slide the hips forward if needed. Grab the knees or use the core strength and roll onto the back. Hug both knees into the chest. Bring forehead towards the knees. Appanasana. Release the head back down to the ground. Grab knees with the hands and gently rock side to side. Make little circles one direction and circles the next. Extend both feet up into the air in a nice T position. Place hands by the hips or on the glutes. We're going to keep this T position. Squeeze the quadriceps around the knees. Separate the legs coming out to the side. Activate the pelvic floor and come back. Pull the belly button down and in. And return. 3 more times. Strengthen the pelvic floor. After you finish your third one, once again, bring feet into the knees, feet down into the hips, knees towards the forehead. Release and feet come into the mat. Place hands down by the sides. Belly button comes to the spine, tail, pubic bone to belly button, tailbone to pubic bone. Flatten out the lower back, coming into our bridge. Press through the feet, raise the hips, tuck the shoulders. Holding for 3 more breaths. Find your Ujjayi breath. Activate the hamstrings, the glutes, the lower back, and the adductors, the muscles between the thighs. Press firmly through the balls of the feet and the heels. Breathe. Gently release, rolling the spine. Last comes the tailbone. Relax the body down in the mat. Hug the left knee into the chest. Straighten out the right leg. Extend the left leg out or left arm out to the side. We're coming into our universal spinal twist. Twist over with the left leg onto the right side. And as you get comfortable, you can turn your gaze towards the left. Your knee may or may not touch the ground. Either way, it's okay. To add more pressure, continue to press down with the right hand on the left leg. Make sure the back is okay for it. It can be a gentler or deeper twist. And return back to center. Once again, bring the right knee into the chest. Slowly lower the left knee down to the mat. Place left hand on right leg. Extend the right shoulder. Exhale, cross the right leg over the left side of the body. When you're comfortable, turn your gaze to the right. Return back to center. Bring both knees into the chest, forehead to the knees one last time, and extend the body out for your corpse pose Shavasana. Let the legs come out wide on the mat, feet flop to the side, hands away from the hips, palms up. Tuck the shoulder blades underneath and relax the shoulders down. If you would like, you can bring the hands up to the neck. Think about lengthening the neck and then pressing it down to give yourself some more space in that cervical spine. Your chin should be fairly level with the ceiling, not looking up and not looking down too far. Have your natural curve in the neck. Relax the body and come into your breath. Nice and steady. Fall into the Ujjayi breath. Back of the throat, the audible ah sound. Two more rounds. We'll stay in our Shavasana for 25 more rounds of breath. Slowly start to bring your awareness back to the present. And start by wiggling your fingers and toes, moving the body, stretching from side to side. Give yourself a nice big inhale as you stretch from fingers to toes, like a good morning stretch. And exhale and let it go. Roll onto one side, tucking knees into the chest, laying on an arm in our fetal position. And taking 3 breaths. And as we're in this fetal position, come back to your happiness. Come back to your sankalpa you said at the beginning of class. And bring it with you throughout the day. Bring that happiness with whatever else you do. Slowly make your way to a comfortable seated position. Sitting nice and tall, you can use your blanket. And together we'll come back to our mantra at the beginning of class. So place the hands in the lap or hands at heart center, and you can join along, or you could just listen. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. One more time. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all things be happy and free. May your thoughts, your words, and your actions contribute in some way to your and their happiness. And thank you all for joining me and being here today. We'll close class together with Namaste.